You're watching the KOM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, Knoll, Missouri residents are speaking out over their concern on the rise of stray animals in their community. Our very own Fernanda Silva will have more.
Also, a semi-truck carrying cattle overturns near Baxter Springs, forcing the highway to shut down.
And we may be dry for the moment, but we do have more showers and even some thunderstorms on the way for our Thursday. We'll take a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Amber Jenkins.
I'm Chris Warner. Just after 7 o'clock on this Thursday morning. I did it before.
The days are merging.
I was going to run through the whole gambit until I got to Thursday. I was going to start with Tuesday, Wednesday, and I very quickly was like, no, wait, none of those are right.
It's Thursday. With you. We'll hang in there.
Man, it's the day before Friday, and you can tell that Friday is much needed around here. We're a little bit tired this week. It's been a longer week than usual, and I really don't know why. I think it's because we had the holiday last week.
You got it.
Throws everything off, you know? You come back, and all of a sudden you're back to normal after like 3 or 4 days of crazy schedules and bouncing all over the place. It messes with you, so.
It's okay.
But Amber, we're very glad to have you here this morning. Been here yesterday morning as well, and hope you're having fun waking up at the crack of dawn.
Yeah, and seeing you guys' beautiful faces.
Oh, yeah.
Starting my day off with the 4 states.
You're like, please sign me up. I can't wait to see the morning crew. They're so wonderful. Don't we look what you can't see the folks in the back. They look more wonderful than I do. It's a fact. We also got a lot of news, a lot of weather coming your way, some great interviews this morning as well, and some concerns from residents down in Knoll this morning.
In Knoll, Missouri is dealing with concerns regarding stray animals, while some residents in a local rescue center says there has been an increase in the number of strays since the city closed down the Tyson plant, but
Knoll's Marshal Randy Wilson says that the department has not noticed that increase. KOM's Fernanda Silva spoke to both of them.
Yeah, we've had 5 surrenders and 2 abandoned pregnant pit bulls who have since been in our care, given birth to 18 puppies. And that is excluding the amount of calls we get every day, back to back, of those that we cannot help because we simply have no kennels.
Manager at Huckleberry Rescue, Reason Howerton, says they've been receiving an overwhelming number of calls.
There last week, and we were going to pick up 2 Chihuahuas as an owner surrender. This woman not only had lost her job, but lost her home. And on that mission, we had encountered packs of dogs and cats just roaming the streets.
According to her, this isn't something new to the area, but things have gotten worse since the Tyson plant closure. But Knoll's Marshal Randy Wilson says he hasn't noticed that. Wilson invited KOAM for a ride in the city.
Well, I think I saw 3 cats. Other than that, there were a few dogs that was in their yards and they were pinned up or chained up. But as far as any running around, I didn't see it. As far as since Tyson's has left, I myself have not seen any more. We saw 4 or 5 maybe. But here's the problem, we can't tell you whether they're strays or not, because if they don't have a collar on it and somebody owns it, I can't say it's a stray.
He said people should get a hold of them in case they see a stray. Wilson also says he has been working on the project of creating an animal pound in Knoll. However, according to him, this is a longer process that requires funding that they don't have available now.
We don't have a property tax. All we do is go off of retail sales tax, so everything we do in the city is generated off of that, and we just right now don't have the funding for that.
There are many individuals in Knoll who are very caring and are able to take some in, but it really needs help from the city, because it's a never-ending cycle. There are just dogs left and right who don't have anybody.
In Knoll, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
We tried reaching out to Knoll City leaders, but they were unable for comments today. Huckleberry Rescue is also offering help to some families who currently don't have the resources to feed their dogs and cats. They will also offer a low-cost 2-day spay and neuter clinic. For more information, go to our website at komnewsnow.com.
Yeah, certainly. We've been covering the situation in Knoll for a while now with the closure of the Tyson plant. A lot of things are changing down there, and a lot of things are going to change, though.
It's like a domino effect.
Exactly. And I think in the long run, something positive will come out of this. It's going to take time, but I think in the long run they'll be able to turn around.
If it happens, we'll report on it.
We certainly will. Something else that's about to happen that we are reporting on: rain in the forecast. Quick look outside from our camera on the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin. We have the cloud cover. So again, usually at this point, we're pointing it back toward the east at a beautiful sunrise, but there's no beautiful sunrise to see this morning. Had some gusty winds out there too, out of the south, gusting 20, 25 miles an hour, and those wind gusts will pick up as we go through the day. Now, the good news is, unlike a few weeks ago with the wind gusts we had where it was just kind of continuous winds gusting that high, these are just the occasional gusts. They're getting up there, but they're not blowing continuously, which is nice. MoDOT camera, 32nd in range line, dry streets, clouds overhead, but again, that is all going to change here in just the next few hours. Skywatch storm tracker showing the clouds around the area, a few light sprinkles just to the north of Monette. More showers beginning to develop into Oklahoma, and those will be making their way up toward us as we go through the morning. Quick look outside, 53 in Joplin, 52 in Pittsburgh. Bear in mind, our normal lows are in the low 30s. Breezy conditions, rain will continue to increase, showers through the day, and by late afternoon through the evening, we'll even see a few thunderstorms. No severe weather expected, but some thunderstorm activity is possible. Temperatures just hovering in the low 50s. We'll have another complete look at your forecast here in just a few more minutes. Amber?
Thanks, Chris. Late Wednesday night, a semi-tractor carrying cows overturned just east of Baxter Springs. There was about 65 cows on the overturned trailer that had to be unloaded before the crash could be set up right. All were unloaded and the truck was set up with no issues. The roadway was reopened to all traffic about 3:30 a.m. The driver was not injured. Authorities in Joplin yesterday arrested 4 people after searching a home and finding drugs and weapons. It happened just yesterday before 10 a.m. at 3042 West 15th Street in Joplin. Joplin SWAT and the Ozark Drug Enforcement Team served a search warrant at the home. In addition to the drugs and firearms, they also recovered a stolen motorcycle. Authorities arrested 2 men and 2 women at the scene. Police in Iola, Kansas confirmed that a man wanted on charges of a child sex crime died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound after refusing to leave a house during a standoff with officers. Law officers surrounded the home on East Jackson Avenue and evacuated nearby homes Tuesday night. After roughly a 30-minute standoff, they heard a gunshot, then found the 22-year-old suspect dead inside. A Carterville, Missouri man is going to prison for intention to distribute methamphetamine. A judge has sentenced 44-year-old Cody Goucher to more than 15 years. According to court documents, Goucher's criminal history includes prior convictions for assault, property, and drug crimes. Up next, Grant Dredoff from First Christian Church in Baxter Springs is here to share and invite you to meet Santa this weekend. And later, a surge of respiratory virus cases in China has hospitals at full capacity. More details in our Health Watch. You're watching the KOM Morning News on Fox 14.
There's a new option in town for your vet care. Mutt Medics is now open at packages for your pet. Mutt Medics, now open at 20th and Main in Joplin.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 7:10 now on this Thursday morning. Quick look at the Skywatch storm tracker. Starting to get a few isolated showers out there into parts of southwestern Missouri, but not much going on, even a stray shower down by Bentonville. We're waiting on activity to develop out here from Oklahoma City and points eastward, and we're getting a few showers, but not that many yet. But eventually, more will continue to develop out here in central Oklahoma and make its way up into our area. Right now in Joplin, clearly cloudy skies. 53 degrees right now, south breeze at 15, but it has been gusting upwards of 20, 25 miles an hour through the morning. We've got 48 in Iola, 49 Yates Center, 54 Chanute, Chatopa, 55 in Miami, 53 Carthage, and 51 over in the Osho. These temperatures, though, especially for our friends in southeastern Kansas, parts of Oklahoma, are upwards of 30 degrees warmer now than where we were at this time 24 hours ago. So a big warm up out there. Down the road, we go through the morning, we'll start to see a few more scattered showers out there. So not everybody getting rain all at once. It won't be until about mid-afternoon that we'll start to see more organized shower and even thunderstorm development begin to build in across the area. Now, we're not anticipating any severe weather, but some thunderstorms with some heavier amounts of rain definitely possible, and we absolutely need that rain. And our temperatures, I mean, look at the future track on what it's putting out there. There's only, 51 Grove, 52 Veneta, 52 Bartlesville, everybody else in the 50s. We're just going to be hovering in the low 50s. Showers and thunderstorms continue until about 2, 3 a.m. And as we head into our Friday, it becomes a much more scattered and isolated event with the showers throughout our Friday. So again, we're looking at highs today in the low 50s, about 50 tomorrow. The weekend looks great. Some clouds, but otherwise temperatures near 60, about 60 Monday. A little cooler as we head toward the end of next week initially, with some additional rain chances by next Friday and Saturday. That's a quick check of your forecast. Now here's Amber with Health Watch.
The Vatican admitting Pope Francis is still having trouble breathing as a result of lung inflammation. Francis, who turns 87 next month, had part of one lung removed as a young man. Last week came down with the flu. He does not have a fever anymore and is in stable condition, but continued to receive antibiotics. The Vatican said a CAT scan ruled out pneumonia, but Francis on Tuesday canceled his planned weekend trip to Dubai for a UN climate meeting after doctors recommended against it. He was hospitalized earlier this year for 3 days for a treatment of antibiotics of what the Vatican said was bronchitis. In 2022, more people died from suicide in the United States than any other year on record. According to data from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, nearly 50,000 lives were lost due to suicide last year. Men were 4 times more likely than women to die by suicide, but that rate increased among women in 2022. Despite those increases, the suicide rates among children and teens dramatically decreased. Last summer, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services launched the 988 Suicide Life Crisis Lifeline. It received about 7 million calls, texts, and chats, according to federal data. Doctors across the country are keeping their eye on a recent surge of respiratory illness in China that caught the attention of the WHO. Fox News correspondent Matt Finn has more from London.
The COVID pandemic may be over, but a surge of respiratory infections in China is raising fears of a new novel virus that could soon have us masking up again. China's health ministry pushing back on suggestions it could be hiding a dangerous new outbreak, saying the surge is due to a seasonal overlap of common viruses, including the flu and RSV.
According to the current monitoring, influenza viruses are the main pathogens. In addition, we have also found rhinoviruses that cause the common cold.
Last week, the spike in cases caught the attention of the World Health Organization, which asked China for an explanation. The Chinese health ministry says miscommunication is the main culprit. They're now promising greater transparency, while also calling for more clinics, more vaccinations among children and the elderly, and more masking.
We must improve the diagnosis and treatment capabilities of infections and the efficiency of identifying and transferring severe cases.
The surge in China coincides with a similar spike here in the U.S. Hospitals, emergency rooms, and urgent care clinics are seeing a big uptick in respiratory infections. But the World Health Organization claims it's a predictable winter trend, and there's no threat of a new pandemic at this time.
There's limited detailed information available to fully characterize the overall risk of these reported cases. However, due to the arrival of the winter season, the increasing trend in respiratory illness is expected.
The Chinese government says it expects this surge to peak near the end of the winter. In London, Matt Finn, Fox News.
That's a look at our top Health Watch stories this morning.
Coming up, a barber shop opens up at Boston Middle in hopes that it will build confidence in students. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
It's the year-end clearance. See pad on every carpet. Now at Johnson Floor & Home.
First Christian Church in Baxter Springs will host the magic of Christmas this weekend. Grant is here to share with us what to expect for you and your family when they have breakfast with Santa. welcome to the show.
Well, thank you very much. So good morning. I can't believe it's already Christmas time. We just finished our Thanksgiving leftovers like the other day. And so here we are to talk about activities for you and your family to have a great time. So Baxter Springs this weekend is having the Magic of Christmas events. And so we get to share with you opportunities for your family to have a great time. So the first opportunity is really on Saturday morning. That's 8:30 in the morning to 10:30. You and your family can go have breakfast with Santa.
Aww.
What a great opportunity, right? Yeah. So breakfast with Santa Claus, that will be a lot of fun. It's $5 at the door, and show up, have breakfast, get photos with Santa, and have just a fantastic morning and make some great memories. So that's put on at the First Christian Church in Baxter Springs. Put that into your map device if you don't know where it's at. Check out First Christian Church in Baxter Springs, 8:30 to 10:30, $5 at the door, breakfast with Santa, get photos with Santa, have some hot cocoa. Thanks to Baxter Chamber, the Jeep Club that's putting that on, and the First Christian Church.
That's pretty cool, but that's not the only thing, right?
Absolutely not. This is the magic of Christmas. So the next event we have is the same day on Saturday. They have the Christmas parade in Baxter Springs. That starts at 2:00 p.m., and we'd love for you and your families to come out and join us. But even more, if you're a business, if you're a civic organization, or if you're a church, we'd love for you to be in the parade. It's free to be in the parade, and they actually have cash prizes for winners for parade floats in 3 categories. So if you're a business, if you're a civic organization, or if you're a church, they have 3 different categories, and first place gets $150, second place is $100, and third place is $50. So they're gonna give out 9 cash prizes to people just for being in it. It's free to be in the parade. Just call American Bank in Baxter Springs and let them know you wanna be in it. Register for the parade, 2:00 Saturday, bring your family and have a great time.
Oh, that sounds so awesome. I can't wait to see the floats. Ooh.
It will be fun, won't it? It will be fun. My kids can't wait for floats and candy both.
Of course, the candy.
Yep. And then the third opportunity, actually, so my office, I'm a State Farm agent, Grant Deerdorf State Farm. That's why I have Jake with us this morning. So Jake's having his morning coffee, or as we like to say, wake up juice. So come and check us out tomorrow, Friday, in Galena, Kansas, State Farm, Galena, Kansas. We're gonna have free photos with Santa. So from 2:30 p.m. to 5:30 p.m., stop by my office. We're gonna have Christmas music, Christmas movie, coloring. We're gonna have a hot cocoa bar. We're gonna have free photos with Santa, candy canes, and just a fantastic time. So let's get that Christmas spirit and season started with all kinds of fun events from Friday through Saturday this weekend.
Nice. So let's just rehash everything. Guys, 3 events. The first one is tomorrow at your office.
Tomorrow at my office, 606 South Main. We're gonna have 2:30 to 5:30 photos with Santa, free photos with Santa. Bring your kids, come say hi to Santa. Saturday morning, First Christian Church, 8:30 to 10:30 in the morning, breakfast with Santa, $5 at the door. And then the Christmas parade in Baxter Springs is at 2:00 p.m. And if you want to be in the parade, call American Bank, let them know you're going to be in it. You might win money, or you could just go watch it and have a great time with your family.
Well, it sounds like a festive upcoming weekend.
We're excited. We're excited. A lot of fun things happening.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for coming on to the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us, and Merry Christmas to everybody, and hope you have a great day.
Awesome. Well, we'll be right back.
Feels good to be home.
It's the final days of
Well, kids at a Boston area middle school can now get free haircuts at a real on-site barbershop.
As Christine McCarthy reports, the school hopes it will boost students' confidence, improve attendance, and help families that may not have the time or money to book appointments. Jeez.
7th grader Lucas is the very first to sit in this chair, requesting a blowout at the grand opening of the barber shop at Sullivan Middle School.
Haircuts can go a long way, whether it be a confidence thing, whatever it may be. It's a positive thing in somebody's life.
Barber Joseph LaRue will volunteer his time every Monday, providing free haircuts during school to students, boys and girls, who fill out a Google form and sign up for an appointment.
Whether it be 4 haircuts a day or 8, it doesn't matter to me. I'll be here to do haircuts and try to get as many in as I can.
It all started with an idea from community school manager Gail Hurley, who took part in the ribbon cutting for Husky Cuts Tuesday night.
We feel that there might be barriers to go get a haircut. It could be transportation, it could be financial, or maybe just I don't feel comfortable with a certain person. So we're hoping we can build relationships with our barber, Joey, and knock down some of those barriers.
This venture took a year of planning, funding through a grant, and a state inspection in order to become a real barber shop.
Inspected, legit, ready to rock and roll. Wicked excited. This is like a long time coming.
Lowell's mayor presented a citation for this Pioneer Middle School program, a first in the state, something administrators hope will increase students' confidence, improve attendance, and help families who don't have the money or time to book appointments outside school.
I'm a single mom, so this is definitely convenient for me. I work a lot, so it's easy if he can come in and get this done right at school. It's amazing.
LaRue knows how important his role is and hopes to be a mentor or just a friend to anyone who sits in his chair.
Just trying to give back to the community that I grew up around.
And the barbershop officially opens on Monday.
I remember being in middle school and the guys, they would make their own little barbershop in the bathrooms.
Oh no.
And like I remember one time this guy, he actually used the bathroom, went off to the bathroom, he came back with a different hairstyle. And like I was so confused, and he was like, "Oh, there's a barbershop in the boys' bathroom. They got me looking good." I'm like,
gosh.
"Is that what the boys are doing?" Okay.
Well, hey, there are worse things they could be doing in the boys' room, I suppose.
Okay.
So I get, yeah, there we go. Barbershop's a much better use of your time.
Well, coming up, Israel and Hamas have agreed to pause the fighting for another day as more hostages are set free.
And we.
Hey, now we're talking. Come on, let's jingle all the way to Branson.
You're watching the 4 States Most Watched News.
Welcome back to the KOM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:30. I'm Amber Jenkins. A Joplin-based nonprofit is helping local women in need get free mammograms. Hope for You Breast Cancer Foundation yesterday donated $7,500 to Freeman Health System. That money will provide free mammograms to women who are underinsured or don't have insurance at all. It's a tradition going back 14 years that officials say makes a world of a difference.
Because we know the journey of cancer, and it's tough. I mean, it's not a walk in the park. And we know because of early detection, which is why we're here. So by what we do, we want to make more survivors.
In the past 14 years, Hope for You's donation have provided more than 2,000 free mammograms for women. The Spiva Center for the Arts in Joplin is showcasing the work of some local artists. The center yesterday hosted its opening reception of its Happy Walls exhibit. It features pieces made by residents with disabilities through a partnership with Independent Living Center. Officials say the exhibit shows the power of art.
Well, it's what they can do versus what they cannot do. You know, people think that people with disabilities, they can't do this or they can't do that. It's what they can do. And we have a lot of talented artists here. And, you know, it's just a blessing that they can do things instead of what they can't do.
What I have on my phone, I kind of research things for all kinds of different projects. I like to go on the internet and get some inspiration. So, yeah.
The exhibit is expected to be up for the next few weeks.
And we are expecting some showers, even some thunderstorms as we head through today. Now, right now, we're really just sitting with cloudy skies. A few light showers just to the west of Springfield, but outside of that, not much going on. We will eventually see more development across Oklahoma, and as we go through the morning and into the afternoon, that'll begin to overspread the area. But we are cloudy. It looks like it wants to rain. Just not doing it yet. MoDOT camera 32nd and range line got those clouds out there. As we get our day started, again, cloudy, and eventually by late morning into the afternoon, we're going to start to see some showers. Could even see a few scattered thunderstorms out there as well, but no severe weather expected. But take a look at this line. Temperatures really today just hovering in the low 50s out there. We'll talk more about your complete forecast and how the weekend is shaping up here in just a few more minutes. Amber?
Thanks, Chris. Overnight, Israel and Hamas struck a deal to continue the temporary pause in fighting in exchange for some more hostages. It comes as U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is back in the Middle East. Yesterday, 16 more hostages, 10 Israelis, 4 Thai nationals, and 2 Russian nationals were released by Hamas. Chanel Cole has more from New York.
The temporary ceasefire between Israel and Hamas has stretched into a 7th day as Secretary of State Antony Blinken returned to the region for a 3rd time since the war began.
We have been focused relentlessly on trying to secure the release of hostages.
Yesterday, Hamas handed off a sixth group of hostages. Among them was one Israeli-American woman, 49-year-old Liat Benin.
I talked with her mother and father. They're very appreciative, and things are moving well. She'll soon be home with her 3 children.
Benin's husband remains in captivity. On Capitol Hill yesterday, the relatives of hostages urged the U.S. government to do more to bring their loved ones home.
Time is ticking, and it's not in our favor.
Hamas tells CBS News it is willing to provide evidence for new claims that hostages Shiri Babas and her 10-month-old and 4-year-old sons were killed by an Israeli airstrike in Gaza. Israeli Defense Forces say they are now investigating. In the West Bank, crowds gathered to greet a group of 30 Palestinian prisoners released from Israeli prisons yesterday. Israeli officials now say at least 3 people were killed and several others injured when 2 gunmen opened fire near a bus stop in Jerusalem this morning. The shooting suspects were reportedly neutralized at the scene. Chanel Call, CBS News, New York.
After his meetings with Israeli officials this morning, Secretary of State Blinken has planned meetings with Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas in the West Bank. That's a look at the top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. We'll learn how a moving company receives an F from the Better Business Bureau.
At explorebranson.com/Christmas.
The Better Business Bureau has issued a warning for people intending to use a moving business service. The warning comes from the BBB, comes from a Joplin resident after she filed a complaint. Recently, a Joplin resident found herself in a difficult situation after hiring a St. Louis-based company through a third-party booker.
When it comes to moving your valuables, you want to make sure you can hire a company you can trust. However, sometimes that trust can turn into a scam that can cost thousands. In a recent case, a company quoted a Joplin woman just under $3,000 originally. The customer claimed she put a down payment of nearly $1,200 to lock in the quote. However, the day her belongings were loaded to be moved, her original price was hiked to just over $4,000.
And consumers were telling BBB about being overcharged for moves that were arranged through moving brokers, about not getting refunds for missing or damaged items, about not getting any kind of communication, that simply if they tried to reach out to We the Best Movers, they weren't talking to them about the situation.
In a statement released earlier today, the Better Business Bureau, quote, advises consumers to use caution if doing business with We the Best Movers, LLC, a St. Louis-based moving company. The statement went on to say that We the Best Movers, LLC has an F rating, the lowest on BBB's scale due to several recent unanswered complaints. The business also has received recent negative customer reviews. We spoke with BBB Regional Director Pamela Hernandez about what advice she has for people trying to avoid similar situations.
So they need to do their research. They can go to bbb.org to check out a company, but to not just research the broker, but they also need to find out who the actual mover is going to be and research them as well. They can also contact the U.S. Department of Transportation to find out more about the companies to see if they've had any issues.
The company is organized by Edis Seg, who is currently a defendant in a lawsuit filed by the Missouri Attorney General. We did reach out to him, but we have not received a response.
Coming up, one road in Detroit is serving more than just a roadway. We're going to show you how this road will be able to charge your electric car while you drive it. And we're going to take another look at our rain chances when the KOAM Morning News returns. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is just about to turn to 7:42 on this Thursday morning. I am just going to go ahead and take the rest of the week off. On this Thursday morning, Skywatch Storm Tracker clear for now, still awaiting additional development across parts of central Oklahoma, and that is expected to happen here in the next few hours as we go through the morning, and that's going to bring us our scattered showers and even some thunderstorms out there. Looks like it really wants to rain, just nothing happening right now. 53 in Joplin, cloudy, south breeze at 15, gusting upwards of 20 to 25, and that south breeze will increase upwards of 30 as we head into the afternoon. 53 Neodesha, Chanute, Pittsburgh, Lamar, Carthage, 54 in Parsons, Chatopa, 55 Miami, 51 in Neosho, and these temperatures, especially out in southeast Kansas and parts of Oklahoma, are upwards of 30 degrees warmer now than where we were 24 hours ago. So as the morning progresses, scattered showers initially, and as we head into the afternoon, that's when we'll start to see a few more scattered showers and thunderstorms. No severe weather expected, but these thunderstorms and showers will continue as we go through the evening and into the overnight hours and eventually clear out by about, say, 3 o'clock in the morning. As we head into our Friday, we're just going to be left with some scattered, isolated to scattered showers out there. So rain eventually will start moving in. We're going to be breezy. Temperatures just hovering in the low 50s. We're looking to top out about maybe 53, 54. But that's going to be about it. Temperatures just bouncing there. We head into this evening, still hovering in the low 50s initially. We eventually cool back a little bit back into the mid 40s for our overnight lows. We're going to be about 50 for us on Friday with those isolated showers. Cloudy into the weekend, but warm near 60. 60 by Monday and a little cooler by next Tuesday and Wednesday. That's a quick check of your forecast. Now here's Amber with Consumer Watch.
A reminder, you may want to log in to your old Google accounts before it's too late. The company is expected to start deleting accounts on Friday. If you have not been in access to at least 2 years, Google posts back in May says only inactive personal accounts will be deleted, while businesses, schools, and organization accounts will still be available. Potentially impacted users received an email about the policy change 6 months ago. Google will continue to delete any inactive accounts that reach the 2-year threshold moving forward. Trips to the beach could get safer after the development of a new artificial intelligence technology. University of California, Santa Cruz researchers are working on AI tools that could detect and monitor risks along the beach shoreline. The tool's purpose is to notify lifeguards of real-time rip tides or rip currents. Safety experts say 80% of ocean lifeguard interventions are because of rip tides, which can prove to be deadly. The researchers add, rip currents are extremely hard to point out by those untrained. They hope the information can help lifeguards save lives. Thursday might be the new Friday for Starbucks fans. The coffee company is making drinks half off on Thursday, but the 50% discount will only be from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. Customers will have to be a rewards member to get the offer. Electric vehicles owners, listen up. If you hate having to stop to charge your car, that little annoyance could be a thing of the past in the near future. Researchers in Motor City are unveiling the nation's first ever wireless charging road. Developments like this could ease some consumers' concerns about the reliability of owning and using an electric vehicle, especially as President Biden pushes towards this administration goal of having 50% of all new vehicle sales be electric by the year 2030. Fox News' Sean Langeli reports.
At first glance, it might just look like an ordinary street, but it's actually the nation's first ever wireless charging road designed for electric vehicles. And researchers hope in the near future it will serve as a lifeline for drivers who don't have precious time to stop and charge their cars.
We are here to celebrate this big and important occasion.
This specialized road near downtown Detroit is a quarter-mile long and has copper inductive coils under the pavement. In order for the magic to happen, electric vehicles need to have a receiver attached to the bottom that connects to their battery. When EVs with the receiver drive over the coils, they send a charge directly to the battery through a magnetic field.
This will be revolutionary for electrifying vehicles and really being able to get the benefit to the max.
The city is testing the technology so it can be perfected and made available to everyday drivers in a couple of years. The innovation could help ease charging anxiety, a fear some drivers have that their cars will run out of electricity before they can make it to a charger.
How can we scale this up? How can this eventually be something that we use across the state of Michigan and the United States?
But this development comes as a new survey from Consumer Reports finds some drivers say their electric vehicles are less reliable than traditional gas-powered cars. Survey data reveals EVs made between 2021 and 2023 ran into about 80% more problems than cars with internal combustion engines. Battery issues and troubles with charging systems were some of the major concerns. Sean Langell, Fox News.
That's a look at our Consumer Watch. We'll be right back with more after this, but first, let's take a look at those market prices before the opening bell.
Ron's Supermarket is proud to partner with KOM to help feed the 4 states.
Well, it's called Boomer Ballet, and it's exactly what you think it is. Students 55 and older are getting together to learn ballet in classes that are growing increasingly popular in Minnesota. Sharon Yu reports.
Flex your toes and 6 and...
The hallmarks of ballet include good posture.
We're going to start seated up.
And elegance.
Push.
Under the instruction of Jill Lyle.
And switch. Yep.
Those things are never too late to learn.
Here we go. And bend, stay down, stay down.
We are realizing since the pandemic, we just have to keep moving.
So came Boomer Ballet classes.
It's funny, Jill called it that right off the bat, and then she said, oh, we can't call it that. People won't come because they'll go, well, I'm not a boomer or whatever. And I said, you know, that's exactly why we should call it that.
I own being a boomer, you know, I'm proud of being a boomer, so I think it's a great name.
From 55 to 85 years old, students like Deb Pleasance come for a variety of reasons.
Flexibility. I mean, I'm learning how to move my body in ways that I either never knew how or have forgotten and stuff. Because when you're younger, your body just moves automatically.
Being intentional about each move.
2 and out and...
Overcoming first impression fears.
There were people who were starting out just like me, so I didn't feel as uncomfortable.
And maybe the best thing about being a boomer?
When you get older, you don't care. The younger dancers are all worried about how they look and what their friends are thinking. Older dancers are like, I am here for me.
While standing in first position, moving on to the second, it's also about realizing the best position may be side by side with each other.
Well, anyone who knows anything will help them feel more comfortable. We all gather outside of class before it starts and we all talk to each other.
Just come and try it. You're never too old to learn something new.
Well, certainly looks like a lot of fun for those folks, and hopefully they are enjoying that time with some ballet, something I could probably never do. Let's take one quick look at that forecast. We're looking outside right now. Our camera on the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin. Boy, those clouds really look like they want to open up and rain, but there's just nothing there yet. MoDOT camera 32nd in range. Also cloudy skies, still dry roadways, but again, all of this is going to change as we go through the morning. Skywatch Storm Tracker. Now, I know it looks like Springfield, Branson, they're out getting all the excitement here with a few more showers, but we will start to see additional development across Oklahoma, north central Texas. All of this will ride right up the Will Rogers Turnpike and eventually bring us our opportunities for more widespread showers and maybe even a few thunderstorms. In Joplin right now, 53, cloudy in Pittsburgh, also 53 degrees. So we go through the day, south wind gusting upwards of 30. Some thunderstorms possible later this afternoon and evening. No severe weather expected, but some heavier rainfall out there for sure. We're going to have another final look at your forecast and the news you need to know right after this.
It's the year-end clearance sale at
Years of service, including 2 Purple Hearts. We are proud to salute Leon Sexton, a 4-state hero.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Authorities in Joplin yesterday arrested 4 people after searching a home and finding drugs and weapons. It happened just before 10 yesterday morning at 3042 West 15th Street in Joplin. Joplin SWAT and the Ozark Drug Enforcement Team served a search warrant at the home. In addition to the drugs and firearms, they also recovered a stolen motorcycle. Authorities arrested 2 men and 2 women at the scene. A Cartersville, Missouri man is going to prison for intention to distribute methamphetamine. A judge has sentenced 44-year-old Cody Goucher to more than 15 years. According to court documents, Goucher's criminal history includes prior convictions for assault, property, and drug crimes.
And we've got ourselves some showers and a few scattered thunderstorms as we go through the day. Gusty south winds pushing 30. Highs hovering right around the low 50s out there. We'll hang out in the low 50s through the evening and eventually fall back to around the mid 40s. And again, no severe weather expected with any of this, but some thunderstorms with some much needed rain. We head into our Friday, isolated to scattered showers, 50 degrees. Nice weekend, a little cloudy, but near 60. 60 by Monday, more sunshine, and a little cooler by Tuesday and Wednesday.
Zookeepers at Memphis Zoo in Tennessee announced the birth of an African penguin chick on Wednesday, sharing the video of the small creature.
The male chick, named Elrond, hatched on October 22nd and was named after a Lord of the Rings character like his dad, Pippin, the zoo said. Aren't they cute? We had penguins yesterday, didn't we? Well, the chick will remain in a hatchery for 2 months before being introduced to his fellow penguins once he becomes waterproof. African penguins, also called black-footed penguins, are classified as an endangered species, with their population continuing to decline, according to the International Union for the Conservation of Nature.
That is so crazy. It was born on my birthday.
Really?
Yes. And I share my birthday with my mom. So now, not only I share my birthday with my mom, but with this little penguin.
So it's your mom, you, and now
and
a
the
penguin. All right. Well, sounds like there's going to be one heck of a birthday celebration next year. Well, thank you all so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We'll be back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great morning and an even better day for states.